The next thing that we're going to discuss is the economies of scale. EOS is the very commonly used concept in whole business syllabus. We have been talking about economies of scale since we have started studying business. Economies of scale are the benefits that are obtained by producing larger amount of goods. Economies of scale are the benefits that are obtained by increase in the scale of operations. Economies of scale are the benefits that actually help us to reduce the per unit cost, reduce the average cost of our operations, of our production. So we define production in the firm unit cost of production because of increase in the scale of operations. This is what we call economies of scale. There are two types of economies of scale that we are going to study. One is called internal economies and second are called the external economies of scale. Let's talk about internal economies of scale first. Internal economies of scale, first economy is purchasing economies of scale. We oftenly call it the bulk buying discounts. Purchasing economy is the benefit of reduced average cost when we buy in bulk. Whenever a business is larger, it has greater scale of operation, there is a possibility for business to buy in bulk. And whenever we buy in bulk, we get bulk buying discounts on the larger orders. For example, to go a shop, you buy just one Coca-Cola, you will get on the retail price or whatever it is. But if you order 100 bottles of Coca-Cola, you will get some discount. And if you order 1,000 bottles of Coca-Cola, you will get more discount. This discount that reduce the average cost of your purchase, that is called purchasing economies of scale. Then we have technical economies of scale. Technical economies. For the larger businesses, it is possible to install more innovative, more technology oriented, more capital intensive plant and machinery that is expensive and that is not possible to be installed by a smaller business. So because only larger business can install that technical plant will produce lesser defective products. Again, the cost of business will be saved. That technical plant and machinery, that advanced and technical equipment based on computer systems will produce with more standardization, will produce with more accuracy. Again, a lesser cost for business. It will produce more goods in a lesser time. Again, less cost for the business. Although the fixed cost of installing the initial cost of installing that plant will be high, but ultimately that plant will reduce the cost of business a lot as compared to a smaller business that cannot install such plant and machinery. Another economy of scale that we have is called financial economy. Financial economies that are related with the money. Okay, there are two distinctive cost advantages that we can obtain by raising finance. Firstly, if we go to the banks or lending institutes that give us loans, we will get loans more easily and at lesser interest, because they will charge lower interest, because they know that with the large businesses, if we provide loan to the large businesses, there are lesser risk in that. The businesses will always be repaying because it's a matter of their credibility, it's a matter of their reputation in the business. So because of that lesser risk, they always lesser interest too. Secondly, there is another financial economy that they can obtain, but if they go to the stock exchange, they can sell their shares and raise finance without any specific money, without any specific cost being involved. Businesses who are growing large can get them into the public limited company registered in the stock exchange and can raise as many finance as they want without even incurring any cost. A little cost is involved, that is paying commission to the commission agents, brokers, for example, but there are not much cost involved in that. Then another economy that we have is managerial economies. What are these managerial economies of scale? Smaller firms usually employs managers who do not have enough experience, who do not have enough skill to handle the labors, enough skill to purchase the raw materials and all that. But the larger firms can pay to their managers more wages and salaries. As a result of that, they can hire more expert managers. that expert managers again will reduce the cost of business. For example, a more skilled supervisor will produce lesser defective goods in the factory, will manage the factory with more efficiency, leading to the reduced cost of the business. An expert purchase manager will purchase the raw material from those parts of the world that from his experience he know that cheapest raw material is available and that can benefit the business ultimately. So more expert managers save the cost of the business. Then we have the marketing economies. There are many marketing economies that businesses can obtain. They range from the branding benefits. For example, if you're a larger business, you launch a product, your range of product is already introduced into the market, you need less effort to introduce that product to the market, and it will immediately become popular. That is called branding benefit. And another benefit of the marketing that you can obtain, that if you have only one product, for example, you are a smaller business, all marketing costs will be allocated to that one product. For example, you are spending $1 million expenditure on that product. If you have 10 products, that $1 million will be divided to all products. As a result of that, your marketing cost will be divided, and you will have to incur lower marketing cost per unit while talking about that particular product. Okay. We also may obtain some distribution economies too. For example, if we have range of products, our motor vehicles are already going to deliver that product, and we have already distribution channels developed. Another introduction of another product by a larger business will reduce the average cost of every product, because that will also be delivered by on that motor vehicle or to that distribution channels. Another economy of scale, internal economy that we have, is called risk-bearing economies. For the risk-bearing economies, it means that businesses who are large can spend a lot of money on the research and development. As a result of that, they can reduce their chances of failure in the other markets. They are already always in a position to take more risks because they are larger business. So with the spending of on that R&D, they can identify what product must suit to a specific market, and they can introduce such a product that are more reliable in the market. These were the internal economies of scale, and let's move to the external economies of scale and try to find out what are the external economies of scale. External economies of the scale are benefits that are obtained by business because of the matters that are not from within the business, that are from the other businesses, or that are from the government, for example, or things like that. So external economies of scale are the benefits, that does not belong from within the business. But internal were those benefits that belong from within the business. They are related to some outside issues and outside benefits. The external economies are, for example, first of all, improved infrastructure. If government has improved the road structure, for example, water communication and stuff like that, as a result of that, the benefit will ultimately go to the business. It will be easy for business to for the customer to come in. It will be easy for business to deliver the product, etc. Secondly, if the other businesses are doing R&D, or the other agencies are doing research and development, the ultimate beneficiary will be business again, because as a result of their research reports, business can also develop products, target the markets that are more favorable for the business. Similarly, if there is concentration of the similar firms in one location, there are multiple benefits that can be obtained. In a similar location. For example, many large firms are located in one area. The supplier will also try to locate in that area. The consumer will have a flow to come to that area, and try to identify, find out the products from that specific area. So if there are multiple businesses that are located in one area, there are multiple benefits too that you can obtain from that area, that are called the external economies of scale. So this was introduction to economies of scale. Now I'll move to the diseconomies of scale in the next lesson.